Yeah. So all like no last year, you was in China.
Yeah.
So 2 months in China, 8 weeks. I mean, it's probably still got things that you would tell me about that happened, that just experiences that you had over there. I mean, in 3 weeks in the States, I had so many experiences, so I can't imagine twice the amount of time in China. But condense it for me as much as you can. How was the experience in China, so far from home, the reality of living so far from home and having a totally different way of life, seeing very few black people? How was that experience?
Talking about seeing very few black people, there was a time we went on the wall.
Great Wall of China.
The Great Wall of China. And had these tourists, I don't want to say tourists, but people from China, not from Beijing, but China's massive, man, and China's massive. Yeah. So other parts of China who probably haven't seen black people in forever. And they would just come around us and helloing us and want to take pictures, and they would not let us leave.
That happened in Guatemala too, the under 20 boys. Like, first of all, me personally, I was walking around, and I mean, these people were just looking at me. These people just staring at me, just like. That's why I was calling myself El Hombre Negro, because I was like, these people just looking at me like to themselves like, this black guy, because they don't see black people. Me personally, I see one other black person in my whole time in Guatemala.
I was Guatemala though, because I went there in 2011.
For table tennis.
Yeah, and I'm not sure things drastically changed.
Man, Guatemala was good. I see they're talking about crime and all that there beforehand, but then they said that the Guatemala city is safe. There's got a lot of police around, which I saw because I was walking around by myself.
You see them in the vans and trucks driving past?
Yeah. We had police escort everywhere we went. Every time we went to training, every time we went to games, we had police escort. So it was good. And I was watching a video afterwards actually, and this guy was saying, like all those countries that you think are so dangerous, he's been to, and it's been so safe. And then one of the countries he mentioned was Guatemala. So I was like, yeah, before he went, I was like, Guatemala. Cause I was saying like all our gang crime and all this thing. But I felt safe. I was in the city, the inner city, like the bougie part, like the city, which is for us equivalent probably to, you see, like, that greater Bridgetown area, like, Prior Park. But just
Bridgetown? No, you don't get away,
no, Barbados Small. I mean Prior Park. I mean, like, Cave Hill. Right. Out there is, like, greater Bridgetown. Like, just outside.
That's not Bridgetown at all.
I just trying to.
You know we City Circle bus is past?
No. I ain't on them with City Circle bus.
You was a suburban kid, you know.
I used to be in the jungle. This is where I live. So check it. I just saying that we was in a proper park. So I can't really judge, but we was in a good park and we felt safe.
You was in Westmoreland?
For sure. Basically.
Millennium Heights. Okay.
Basically.
Okay. Got it.
But then again, yeah, whatever. Anyhow, China. How was China?
China was fun, man. I think how advanced it was.
Technology wise, I think that's what impressed me about the States as well.
When we went, they gave us a sniping, obviously, for certain amenities that they won't provide at points points where we just be home out, because we had the weekend free and what's not. And I remember, because they use Alipay and WeChat. I think it's not just China but Asia. WeChat is, I guess, the equivalent of WhatsApp and Instagram. There's a combination of all these mini programs into one app. Has a main messenger. Right.
I heard about WeChat the first time when I studied this Apple lawsuit that got going on. We got to talk about that.
I think Elon Musk even admitted that WeChat is probably one of the greatest social media platforms in talking about instant messaging and what's not, because everything's integrated. I had to use WeChat to sign declaration forms for the airport. I had to use WeChat for making orders. I had to use WeChat to make transactions in terms of paying for stuff. Even on the streets, people, anybody that's selling, I don't know, Roblox Cube. You go, you say you want that, they got QR code on the stand, you scan it, you send you money, you show them it, you take it up. That's it.
So your banking information is in WeChat?
Yeah. My debit or credit card, either or.
And all them work in China the same way?
Yeah. I remember I had this thing, I had to use some of the cash. Because the phone was either dead or something.
Yen? No, yen is Japanese.
Won. Yeah.
Chinese won.
Yeah. And I gave the person like 100. The person like, may see cash in years. Because almost everything's digital, right?
Cashless, yeah.
But man, China was fun. Beijing's the diplomatic center, so it was a real low key and
that's the capital, right?
Yeah. It was
so like kind of like Washington DC. You've been to DC though?
Yeah,
right.
It's the equivalent actually.
Right.
It's the diplomatic hub. It's the diplomatic core. That's where you see. I saw where we were at, especially. I saw the U.S. residents, and I guess during that time last year there was a lot of heightened tension between China and the U.S. So every time we would like ride past China, every time we ride past the residents, we would see the security, and I was like, "Yo." I think Nancy Pelosi at the time, the secretary in the U.S., she had flown to Taiwan, and that was like a big thing, and people wanted to protest in front of the U.S. Embassy, the Chinese, and the security over there. It was crazy. There was a time where because we were really in the diplomatic hub, we were outside the Brazil embassy, and the Brazil president, the newly elected Brazil president, he went there, and the security was crazy. I think crazy is like, I guess because it's the equivalent of the U.S. president or or the British Prime Minister traveling. So yeah, and for me, growing up watching those things and watching documentaries and reading about how security is, it was interesting. One of my most interesting experiences, and it was probably when I was leaving China. It was in Hong Kong, and they had the face passports. So because I had to scan my face once. I had to scan it at some point. At some point, I entered in the airport, and then from there, I had to use my face all the way to the the departure lounge, and to get on the plane. So I didn't have to actually use my passport. Just
so basically, that's less foolproof or more foolproof, whichever.
I have no idea.
Than just using a passport, because you could get a fake passport.
That's true.
So they're using your biodata. They're using the dimensions of your face.
Exactly. I remember.
Wow.
I scanned my face. Had this other screen, Akeel level, where his work, where he born, my age, the time I stayed in China. On the right hand side, I was like, "Yo, this is crazy."
This information you filled out?
I don't know. I can't remember. I cannot remember. Legit, I cannot remember. Yeah, I was like, "Yo, that's crazy." I went on the speed train. I think it's not one of the fastest ones, but it's pretty fast. I think 375 kilometers per hour. I think that's it. That's the speed, and that was fun. Like, the thing with China is how easy everything is to get done. Everything you want. I order something today, I get it tonight.
With 1 billion people, you better be efficient.
Yeah.